From one side of the world to another, two Canterbury University graduates are preparing themselves for one of the biggest international talks taking place between global leaders right now. Jared McCulloch has this story.
It's a topic that's been debated for many years, the effects of climate change from here and around the world. And now two local Canterburyans have been selected to travel to Paris to talk about it more in depth. The United Nations are holding a worldwide negotiations talk on climate change to help people understand what is really happening around the world. And Natalie Jones is one of the delegates who has been selected to take part in the talks, speaking to me via Skype from Mexico.
This year the opportunity came up to go with the New Zealand youth delegation, and they were recruiting a team from all around the country. And so I applied and had an interview, and I was really lucky to get selected.
She finished studying at Canterbury University back in 2012 and since then has focused on a passion of hers, finding ways to combat climate change. Jones is currently working in Mexico as a legal intern at one of the country's environmental associations. But it was at university where her interest in climate change came about.
I know I've been aware of climate change as a problem. I mean, since I was a child, it's just one of those things that's always been on the news, on people's minds. I was studying climatology and how the atmosphere works and approaching it from that perspective as well. And it was becoming clearer and clearer to me that climate change is a really massive problem that is going to profoundly affect my future and the futures of people my age.
She says it's something people are told a lot about but don't fully understand. But when the conference kicks off later in the year, she's hoping to send back information via the internet, through social media and their website to keep people here in New Zealand informed.
It's a really crazy world in the UN, and we want to make sure that ordinary New Zealanders know what's going on, because even in the news sometimes it can be really hard to know.
The conference has been running for over 20 years, with it being made up of nearly 200 governments working together under the Conference of Parties, also known as COP, to make decisions and goals to tackle the growing problem. Jones believes New Zealand has a role to play and says she's continuing to learn new information as time goes on.
It's one of those things that, because the issues involved are so scientific often and also very political, it's actually quite hard to know what's going on, and until you actually look into it a lot and do a lot of research. I mean, I'm still discovering new things. I mean, from time to time, it's just such a massive area.
She was chosen along with 8 others from right here in New Zealand, and joining her is another local graduate. And she says she's looking forward to it.
It's fantastic to have 2 Canterburyans on board, because the rest of the team are living in Auckland or Wellington, so it's great to have 2 to represent the South Island.
Jones is set to jet off to Paris later this year, with the talks kicking off at the end of November. Jared McCulloch, CTV News.